a yin-yang situation because it's good and bad. For one thing, it kept our people alive. You know, what it did is it fed families. Back in the early part of the century, or the last century, you wanted to see a Cherokee, he would have been wearing logging boots and overalls.
Throughout the 19th century, the eastern band of the Cherokee Nation struggled just to stay alive. Although their land was stolen and never returned, they were held together by a common language, an ancient culture, and a generous spirit. They also found one true friend in the white world.
Will Thomas, who is white, he was raised by a Cherokee family.
Will Osteen, little Will, they say he was kind of short in stature.
And he learned to speak the language, you know, and was drowned in bear.
An old man that kind of adopted him, put him under his wing, and taught him things, taught him how to speak. And as he grew up, he had a love for the Cherokees, but he also was a very smart guy. He was one of the richest men in North Carolina before the Civil War.
As Chief Drowning Bear was dying, he asked little Will Thomas to become the new chief of the tribe, which at that time was not even allowed to own land.
So he began to buy land, and the Cherokees bought land and put it in Will Thomas's name by the thousands of acres.
He'd buy it up from the white people because he could deal with them, you know, and he was a lawyer. So he could go talk to them, and he could get the land, and he'd turn it back over to the Cherokee people.
Eventually, the Cherokees collected more than 50,000 acres and put it all in Will Thomas's name. When his creditors threatened to gobble it up, the Cherokees went to court and won. Finally, in 1882, a half-century after the devastating Trail of Tears, the Cherokees won a Supreme Court victory that returned their proper right to a mountain homeland.
And sure, during that time, Will Thomas made some money on us because he negotiated for us. But if you've seen all the time and effort that he did, and the fact that we're still here, you know, Will Thomas is a hero.
In the late